Okay, so there's a whole new kind of camera hitting the scene. I mean, they're impossibly small, but they're packing some serious power. And honestly, they're set to change how we capture everything. Today, we're going to put two of the newest ones, the Insta360 Go Ultra and the DJI Osmo Nano, head-to-head. And we're going to figure out which one might be right for you just by looking at what they say about themselves.
Just think about that for a second. What if your camera was like the size of your thumb? Something that you could just clip to your hat or wear around your neck or stick on your bike and completely forget it's even there. What kind of stories could you tell if the camera itself just vanished? That's really the big idea here.
So, in one corner, you've got the Insta360 Go Ultra. It's the latest from a company that's famous for its wild, innovative action cams. And in the other corner, the DJI Osmo Nano, a tiny beast from one of the biggest names in drones and gimbals. They're both fighting for that same spot in your pocket, but you're about to see they take two very, very different roads to get there. Let's break it down.
So here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with the huge promises these tiny cams make. Then we'll look at how each brand pitches its own story. We'll get into the nitty-gritty with the tail of the tape, compare their very different sales approaches, cover the crucial fine print you have to know, and then at the end, we'll help you figure out which of these pocket powerhouses is the one for you.
All right, first up, the big picture. You've got to understand, these things aren't just about making text smaller. They're about making our creativity bigger, right? Letting us get shots and angles that used to be completely impossible without a whole film crew.
So how do these companies want you to feel when you think about their camera? The best clues are hiding in plain sight, right in their marketing. If we look at their taglines, we can start to see who they think their perfect customer really is.
DJI's slogan is "Own the Moment." It's big, it's universal, it's emotional. It feels like a camera for absolutely everyone, whether you're cycling or running or just capturing everyday moments. The whole vibe is about capturing your life, no matter what your life looks like.
Insta360, they're coming at this from a completely different angle. It's super specific. This tagline, pedal hard, film smart, isn't even for the camera alone. It's for their cycling bundle. And they've got bundles for runners, vloggers, families, you name it. See, they're not just selling a piece of hardware. They're selling you a whole pre-built solution for a specific passion.
Okay, the marketing tells two totally different stories. But what about the actual hardware? What's under the hood? Let's get to the tail of the tape and compare the tech specs, looking only at what's listed on their product pages.
And boom, right away, things get really interesting. DJI's page is just loaded with specs. They want you to know all about their new 1.3-inch sensor, which is a big deal for image quality, the 4K 60 frames per second video, the super wide field of view, and the 10-bit color for serious editing. Meanwhile, the Insta360 Go Ultra's page has none of this, not a single spec listed. And that tells you everything. DJI is leading with their tech. Insta360 is leading with the experience.
And that leads us perfectly into the next point, how these companies actually sell you the camera. This isn't just about what comes in the box, it's a window into their entire way of thinking.
Insta360's whole strategy is built around these bundles. I mean, look at this list. They give you 7 choices right off the bat. They're basically asking you, hey, what are you going to do with this thing? And then they hand you a perfectly curated kit with all the mounts and accessories you'll need for that one activity. And the entry point for that whole experience, the standard bundle, clocks in at just under $450. From there, the more specialized you get, the more the price goes up, tailoring the kit to exactly what you need.
DJI, totally different approach. They sell you the core technology. Their page is all about the camera's powerful built-in features. The message is, here is one incredible piece of gear. It's got a great sensor, fantastic battery, it's tough as nails. The rest is up to you. It's all about the tool itself, not the prepackaged job.
Okay, we've seen the marketing pitch and the philosophy, but you know there are always some little details buried in the fine print, right? So let's cover the stuff you absolutely have to know before you even think about buying one.
First, and this is really important, both cameras use powerful magnets to mount them. That's why both of them have a very clear warning. If you have a pacemaker, do not wear these cameras on your chest or use the magnet pendant. This is a serious safety warning.
Next, something huge for the Insta360 Go Ultra. Unlike the older Go cameras, this new one has 0 built-in memory. Zilch. You cannot record a single second of video out of the box unless you buy a microSD card separately.
So that $450 price tag, that's not your final cost to actually get started.
And for the DJI Osmo Nano, there's a key detail about its waterproofing. The camera itself, yeah, it's good to go, 10 meters underwater. But, and this is a big but, the Vision dock, you know, the little screen part that gives you a live view, that is only splash-proof, not submersible. You definitely want to remember that before you take it for a swim.
All right, we've broken down the marketing, the specs, or the lack of them, the sales strategy, and that all-important fine print. So, with all that info, straight from the source, how do you pick your pocket powerhouse? Let's tie it all together.
You know, based on how they sell themselves, the choice actually becomes pretty clear. The Insta360 Go Ultra user is probably someone who wants a guided, all-in-one experience. They want a kit that's already perfectly set up for their hobby. The DJI Osmo Nano user, on the other hand, is probably more interested in the raw tech. They want to see the numbers, understand the core features, and then build their own setup around this really powerful little device.
And that brings the question right back to you. Which kind of storyteller are you? Are you the person who's focused on a specific activity and you just want the perfect kit for your passion, ready to go? Or are you the techie filmmaker who wants the absolute best specs in the smallest box possible so you can adapt it to any crazy idea you come up with?
In the end, both of these cameras are pushing the limits of what's possible. They're tools that let us see the world from perspectives we've never seen before. And that really leaves us with the biggest question of all. When our cameras finally become invisible, what incredible new stories are we going to tell? Thanks for tuning in.